everyone, and welcome back to Anne's Family Recipe. Today I'm sharing with you energy bites, which my entire family loves. They're really easy to make and they are super delicious. I'm going to be using my stand mixer today, first of all because I own it, so I feel like I should be using it more often, and secondly I'm doubling the recipe, so I just thought it would be a little bit easier to use this to stir everything together. Although you can totally make this just with a mixing bowl and like a wooden spoon or a rubber spatula. I have done that before too. So I'm starting with 2 cups of rolled oats. And to that I'm adding 1 cup of this milled flax seed. So you can find whole flax seeds, but you want this kind because it's ground down and it will incorporate easily into this mixture. And these are very high in fiber and it's a great source of protein too. So I'm adding about 1 cup of that milled flax seed. I'm also gonna add 1 cup of unsweetened shredded coconut flakes. This is optional, but my family does like the taste of coconut. I have made these without it though before, and they come together just fine and they taste really good without it. But this just gives it a little extra flavor and texture too. For the wet ingredients, I'm adding in about 1 cup of creamy peanut butter. I'm just eyeballing that, but you figure each scoop that I'm making is about 1/4 cup, so I'll do 4 of those, plus a little extra, because I love peanut butter. I eat that by the spoonful all the time. And I'm gonna sweeten my energy bites with a little bit of honey. So this will be about 1/2 cup, give or take. Also, you want a little bit of vanilla extract. I am almost out, as you can see, so I'm only adding about 1/4 teaspoon, but the actual recipe should take about 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And then last but not least are mini chocolate chips, and I'm adding about 1/2 cup of these. Next, we're just gonna mix this all together. So that definitely goes really fast when you use the stand mixer. All right. That looks pretty good. So now I'm going to put this mixture into the refrigerator for at least 30 minutes or so. This will help the peanut butter kind of firm up ever so slightly, and everything will just sort of come together a little bit more, and then we can roll it into balls. All right, so my mix just came out of the refrigerator. It was in there for probably about 40 minutes at this point. It's kind of like a no-bake cookie, which I love making. My mother-in-law makes those really well, but it has a slightly healthier, I would say more nutritional twist, because you're using a natural sweetener, using honey instead of like brown sugar, and then you can add in the flaxseed meal. You can also add in some chia seeds to this too, so that adds a little boost of fiber and protein, which is nice, and filling too. Now my husband and I like to eat these, but these are also good for my kids after school or when they come in from playing outside. So really good treat. So now I'm gonna scoop out my little energy bites, and I have a cookie tray here that I just lined with wax paper. You could also use one of those silicone baking mats or some parchment paper, just something so that they don't stick. And then I'm gonna use a cookie scoop to measure these out so that they're nice uniform shapes. Now, I just wanted to show you my cookie scoop collection because I really think that if you like to bake and make sweet treats, this is an essential tool to have in your kitchen. So today we're gonna use the small cookie scoop. This is the OXO brand, and when you squeeze it, there's a little lever inside that kind of lets the mixture fall out nice and evenly, and it gets it all out of there for you. But there's also a medium and a large cookie scoop too, and I use this one for cookie dough, and I use the large one when I'm scooping out muffin batter. So I think they're really handy, and I'll have these linked for you in my Amazon storefront, which is in my description box below. So you can check those out if you don't have one already in your collection, your kitchen tool collection. So I'm using the small cookie scoop. It takes a little bit longer, but I love that these are truly like one bite treats. They're kind of poppable. That makes them really fun to eat. There also is that element of portion control. Not that I really adhere to that very well, but they are small, so you could just have 1 or 2 and in theory be satisfied. But I usually take like 5 or 6 at a time. I have my mixture here. I'm gonna scoop it and then kind of press it against the side. I don't know if you can see that, but you just wanna kind of pack it into your scooper here. And then we'll line them up on our cookie tray, and I will put them back in the fridge for a few more minutes before we eat them, just because they'll warm up as I'm rolling them in my hands. And then they'll be ready to eat. So I just wanted to show you again, you scoop the mixture into your small cookie scoop. You can kind of pack it in with your hand and then pop it out into your hand like that. Now you're not gonna actually be able to like roll this together, it'll sort of crumble apart, but you can press it a little bit to shape it. And overall, if you think that your mixture is just a little bit too dry, you can always add a little more peanut butter to it, because of course that's the glue that's holding it all together. So like I mentioned earlier, I am gonna pop these back into the refrigerator to firm up a little bit. This recipe makes about 50 of these little energy bites, and then once they're chilled, you can put them into a Tupperware container and store them in the fridge. And I promise you they will go very, very fast. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. You could follow me on Instagram at Anne's Family Recipe, and give this video a thumbs up if you liked my Energy Bites recipe here today. Thank you so much for joining me here in my kitchen, and I'll see you again soon.